Hello and welcome back to On the Inside Edge. And today I'm on the inside edge of the part 2 of the men's discipline picks for the 2026 Milano Cortina Olympics. I will be limiting my selection again to the standout skaters that have caught my eye. And as the men's field is extremely competitive and insanely stacked, this was not an easy choice. And regardless of my choices, everyone is talented and deserves their spot at the Olympics. So, without further ado, let's get into it. First up, we have Mikhail Shaidorov, Mr. Tech Box Breaker. Mikhail Shaidorov emerged on the senior circuit in the 2022 to 2023 skating season, and he emerged initially as a dark horse, but he has cemented himself as one of the men to watch. Now, you may be wondering why I called him Mr. Tech Box Breaker. And well, in the 2024 Grand Prix de France, he debuted a triple axel quad toe combo and subsequently broke the tech box, as the technical panel couldn't tell how many rotations he actually did due to apparent ease which Mikhail executed it. It was called initially as a triple axel triple toe, but it was actually a quad toe. Now, in terms of his technical components, Mikhail is capable of doing the quad toe, quad flip, quad lutz, and quad sow, and he has often combined these with his triple axels to make new combinations, like his 2025 Four Continents triple axel Euler quad sow cow. A fun fact about the 2025 Four Continents is that Mikhail actually won it 10 years after Denis Ten, another Kazakh skater who competed at the 2014 Olympics in Sochi and the 2018 Pyeongchang Olympics, won the Four Continents Championships. And it was actually Denis who inspired Mikhail to start skating in the first place. Mikhail has a wonderful personality and a great sense of humor, and he definitely enjoys showing us his fun side, as evidenced by the 2024 to 2025 skating season, where his gala performance was set to Kung Fu Panda, and he wore a giant panda costume to go along with it. For the past 2 seasons, Mikhail has skated to the Dune soundtrack for his short program, with minor edits to music choices. But honestly, I think the music suits him really well, and he is able to connect to music and properly convey the story of the central character, Paul Atreides. That being said, Mikhail isn't very artistic, and he is very much technically inclined. However, his jumps are a little bit unpredictable, but if he can clean that up and make them a little bit tighter, then he is definitely a threat for the Olympic podium. So keep your eye on Mikhail Shaidorov because I definitely will be. Up next, we have Jun-hwan Cha, the diva of the flowy costumes. Jun-hwan Cha is another name you should be watching out for at Milano Cortina, and he is one of the men who is both technically and artistically inclined. A fun fact about Jun-hwan is that he actually started out in short track speed skating, but he switched to figure skating because he found it a little bit more interesting, a choice which I think is for the better, as we are now all graced by his amazing talent. Jun-hwan was at the 2016 Youth Winter Olympic Games in Norway, where he placed 7th overall in the men's discipline. In terms of Olympics, this is actually Jun-hwan's third Olympics, as he competed at the 2018 Pyeongchang Winter Olympics at just 16 years of age, where he finished 15th overall, and again he competed at the 2022 Winter Olympics in Beijing, where he secured a 5th place finish, and Milano Cortina 2026 will be his third Olympics. And let us see if he can make the most of this opportunity here. Jun-hwan is capable, in terms of technical components, in executing the quad toe and quad sow, and he has done so in many competitions. Now, I would like to highlight that Jun-hwan has trained at the Toronto Cricket Skating and Curling Club under Brian Orser and Tracy Wilson, who have trained legends in the sport like Yuzuru Hanyu, Yuna Kim, and Jason Brown. Jun-hwan is the 2022 Four Continents champion and the 2026 Four Continents silver medalist. Jun-hwan has previously only chosen classical music for his programs, and in the 2022 to 2023 season after Beijing 2022, he changed his music to more modern music with vocals, a choice I'm certainly not complaining about, as his James Bond program to No Time to Die is honestly one of my all-time favorites. Also, Jun is known for his extremely flashy costumes that are very beautiful and often have flowing sleeves, though I sometimes do wish he can change it up a little and branch out into other designs. All that being said, Jun-hwan is what I would consider an all-round skater, and definitely someone to keep your eyes on in Milano Cortina, if you want to root for someone with a full package of technical and artistic components. I'm very excited to see Jun-hwan skate, and I can't wait to see how he will do at these Olympic Games. Up next, we have Kao Miura, the reigning 2026 Four Continents champion. Kao Miura is another name you should be keeping a close eye on. Kao is the current reigning Four Continents champion, having just secured that title 2 short weeks ago at the Four Continents Championship in Beijing, just edging out his nearest competitor, Jun-hwan Cha, who we just discussed, by a narrow margin of 0.11 points. Aside from that, Kao is also the 2023 Four Continents champion and the current Japanese bronze medalist. Now, Kao is a skater with a bit of a wild senior debut as he won the silver in the 2020-2021 Japanese Junior Championships, but also made his Grand Prix debut that year at the 2020 NHK Trophy. Cal would go on to have this wild competition schedule for the 2021 to 2022 skating season as well, where he competed in the junior circuit at the 2022 Junior Worlds, but would also compete at the 2022 Four Continents Championships, where he secured the bronze medal. I would place Cal's official full season senior debut in the 2022 to 2023 skating season, where he competed at the 2022 Skate America in Norwood and took the silver medal behind Ilya Malinin of the United States. Then he would go on to the 2022 Skate Canada International, where he got the silver medal and secured his spot to the Grand Prix final, where he placed 5th overall. By the way, despite me saying this was his official senior debut, Kao did still compete in the 2023 Junior Worlds this season, where he secured the gold medal, and he won the free skate by nearly 40 points clear of the second place finisher in the free skate. Let us fast forward a little bit to the 2025 to 2026 skating season, where Kao competed at the 2025 Grand Prix de France and had a disastrous free skate, ending up in 10th place. But Kao didn't let that stop him. In Skate Canada, Kao just edged out his teammate Kazuki Tomono for the bronze medal and secured both a season's best in the short program and the free skate. Kao then competed at the 2025 to 2026 Japan Championships, where he took home the bronze, his first senior nationals medal, and secured his berth as the third Japanese man on the 2026 Japanese Olympic team. This is Kao's first Olympics, but in 2022, he was named as the first alternate to the Japanese Olympic men's team, which already showed us how capable he was. Now, of course, he is making his first Olympic debut here at the 2026 Milano Cortina Olympics, and we must talk about his technical components. Kao has the quad sal and the quad toe, and he has competed with these elements multiple times in competition. And he is the youngest Japanese man to land the quad toe at just 14 years of age, something he achieved at the 2019 Junior Grand Prix in Riga, Latvia. In terms of his jumps, Kao is able to get amazing height on his jumps and is one of those skaters that has both rotational speed and height on his jumps with great ice coverage, and are some of the biggest that I've ever seen in the men's comps. His short program is set to Conquest of Spaces by Woodkid, and I would say that his short program is definitely one of my all-time favorites in the men's discipline this season, and I think suits him very well. I will say that I was also a huge fan of his last Samurai program when he was competing with it this season, but I do understand his choice to return to his previous season's program of the Umbrellas of Cherbourg, and he has been able to skate better and get better placements at competitions. With that all being said, Kao is definitely someone who fights, and when he fights with everything he's got, as proven by his ability to skate when it matters. So keep a close eye on Kao Miura. Lastly, we have Daniel Grassl, the Italian man making homage to his country. As they say in Formula One, Italy has two religions, the Catholic Church and Ferrari. Well, Daniel Grassl is making homage to one of them, as he is skating to a selection music from the movie Conclave, a movie about the selection of a pope. Daniel Grassl's emergence on the senior circuit is a little bit of a wild one, as he competed at the 2017 Golden Bear of Zagreb, but continued to compete in junior competitions in the 2018 to 2019 season, as well as the 2019 to 2020 season, where he won the bronze medal at the Junior Grand Prix final. That year, he also competed on the senior circuit for the 2020 Europeans. He was also scheduled to compete at the 2020 Worlds in Montreal, but due to the COVID-19, it was cancelled. In his kind of official sort of senior debut in the 2020 to 2021 season, he was assigned initially to the Grand Prix de France, but also due to the COVID, cancelled. In terms of the Olympics, this is Grassl's second Olympics, as he previously competed in Beijing 2022, where he placed 7th overall in the men's discipline. Grassl is also very technically inclined, like most of the men's field, and he is capable of landing the quad sow, quad flip, quad loop, and quad lutz, and he has done so in multiple competitions. Despite his poor showing at the 2026 European Championships, placing 13th overall, it is perhaps not reflective of his actual capabilities. Grassl himself has noted that it wasn't his best performance, and it would serve as motivation for him to do better at Milano Cortina. Grassl has had a bit of a time to rest, and we might see him do a better performance here at Milano Cortina, especially considering that it is home ice for him. And with that, we have now concluded the men's picks for the Milano Cortina 2026 Winter Olympic Games. I hope you all enjoyed this two-part series and are hopefully just a little bit more familiar with the faces who might have a shot at the podium. And I will see you all again very shortly, as I will be going over the women's picks for the Milano Cortina 2026 Winter Olympic Games and highlighting some of the women who may have a genuine shot at the podium. So I shall see you all in the next one. Goodbye.